broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello! Welcome back, guys! I feel like this is the most inappropriate song to start with.
Again.
Yeah, okay. Welcome back, guys. It's the Switch to Birth AfterBuzz After Show here on AfterBuzz. If you haven't already, go to youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. Hit subscribe. Go to iTunes. Hit subscribe. Go to SoundCloud. I think you can subscribe there, too. Also, you can tweet at us during the show using the hashtag ABTVSAB, I believe is the hashtag.
I think that's right. I couldn't remember. I was like, Yael's got this. I don't know it.
It could also be hashtag ABTV switched. Either way, just tweet at us directly. I'm Yael, your host. You can tweet at me at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. I'm back with Hannah.
I'm back. We're back. I'm so excited. And you all can tweet at me at the Hotshot Dude.
Awesome. Guys, well, first, we're back.
We're back.
It has been the longest effing summer.
No, it's felt like forever. Like, normally I feel like breaks go by really fast, but I felt like this one lasted forever.
Yeah, I guess it was also because the last time we were here, we had a handsome gentleman.
Wait, which one did we end? Oh.
We ended with DW Moffett.
Oh, yes. I just hear that and I think Terrell, and I'm like, oh, was Terrell here? That wasn't the last one. I know that wasn't. But it was good to see his face again.
Oh, and we will get right into that in a second. This episode generally, and I feel like every time we come back, I have the same reaction. They spend an episode going, guys, this is where we left off. In case you missed it, this is where we were.
You know what, though? I kind of needed it. Because when I started, press play on the episode, I was like, it feels like forever ago, and I almost feel like I forgot what was going on. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, the Bemmett, it's a whole thing that we got to get back to and fix.
Oh,
somehow.
Bemmett.
I'm terrified. We'll talk about.
We will get to Bemmett. I know all of our Bemmett fans are freaking out, although a lot of you were tweeting out something else that we'll talk about. I'm so excited.
Yeah, okay,
Let's jump in.
Know.
Okay, we're starting with Regina and Bishop because Eric Bishop is really Marcus Paxton. What?
I know. But the minute that they did that, I was like, okay, but he's not going to be a bad dude. I mean, granted, we had so many ideas of to what he may have done, and I was about to go down the bad route. But the minute that it came up as him being a kidnapper or whatever, I was like, okay, there's something that's not being told because he's this kid's biological father.
Right.
So.
So I thought that when she discovered all this and we got the answers, whatever, I thought she was going to. Either she was like, I need a night to talk about it, and he was going to leave. I thought this was the end of Bishop.
Really?
I thought he was going to leave.
Oh, no.
And I got to say, I'm so happy he's not. Because when she was terrified of him, I was like, oh, he is a really intimidating dude.
Well, yeah, he is.
And then when he's telling the story, calm down, Hannah.
His voice, the minute that he spoke, I was like, whoa, I forgot what that sounded like.
Yeah, me too.
Woo!
I was.
Right?
Yeah.
Too much to handle.
Oh, Terrell.
And I was trying to see if he had some new ink, something. It looks like
they keep adding ink.
Right? Or they keep changing it. I'm like, are we changing his tattoos?
When are we going to see the rooster?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we all want to see his rooster. That whole story, she gets it, and at the end she's like, I understand, and I'm going to keep your secret. And I was like, okay. That was a waste of an hour.
Yeah, but you know that, to me, this just means that we're going to meet his ex-wife.
I think this just means that he will eventually leave, right?
No.
We're now at this place where the entire, because she's aware of the situation and we're aware of it, we are now risking him running away because the ex comes to town, or the police figure it out, or something. We're now on edge the entire rest of their relationship,
which is very true. I feel like it sets it up for either a easy exit for him, or it sets it up for a bigger storyline for him.
I think it's a bigger storyline that results in an exit. I think
can't handle that.
I know. None of us can. And I'll tell you this: what would be the absolute worst thing is if the police discover him, and then it's revealed that she knew, and now she's going to be charged with like harboring a fugitive or whatever. And then there's going to be that whole drama. That's where I went, we're going to go to this
Regina
real
can't handle
obnoxious
that.
rabbit hole. Yeah.
Regina and Bay, they just need breaks.
Oh, Bay.
Their bloodline is just not, you know.
All right, before we jump into Bay, because we really do, real quick, let's touch on the other parents. All right, John has tax issues, which I think, especially the conversation where she's folding the laundry and talking about how she was digging for quarters for towels, I was like, we're heading towards the poorhouse. Like, they're about to lose all their money.
Which I'm fine with. Let's have some struggle for them financially. Yeah. I need a little financial struggle for those. I'll buy you a car and da-da-da-da-da and
Right,
big
and
house. And
let's apply to art school. When I when I rewatched the episode, another AfterBuzz host was in the screening room with me, and she goes, art school, that's going to put you in debt. And I went, no, they're wealthy.
they're rich.
They're rich.
They're very rich.
So I think it would be a very nice change for them to have to struggle.
It would. I don't know. I don't know how Moffett, will handle it.
I don't know how.
I don't feel like it's going to go over for
John?
Well, no, yeah, I don't feel like it's going to go over well for him.
I think it's this is going to sound awful. It is such a first world problem.
Yeah.
Our taxes, our business manager screwed us over, guys, and now we owe millions in taxes.
It's so awful, but the minute that they started talking about taxes and money, I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not the show for this.
No.
The entire audience went,
yep, right? Every time that he had a conversation about it, I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
What's happening? I don't know what's happening.
This is an ABC Family show, guys. We're all 12. Like,
yeah.
I'm 12.
We're all 12.
Yeah. I'm an adult and I don't care.
Exactly. I'm like, this, I could watch a different show for
at
taxes.
this moment, we're all like, let's go back to the relationship.
Yeah, right? Bemmett.
Bemmett. Show me Bemmett. Okay, let's talk about Bemmett. Do you know how many people tweeted at me that they want Travis and Bay to get together?
No, and I know, and the minute that they were like hanging out and all that kind of stuff, I was like, that's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing that people are going to want to happen or think's going to happen or expect's going to happen. But like, Bemmett fans, if you go to that side, I will be very disappointed.
Okay, Bemmett is OTP. We know it, right? Their end game. I'm using the shipper language. I got you guys. It's OTP. It's endgame. That's where we're headed. They'll eventually get back together. Between now and then...
No. It can't be Travis. It cannot be Travis.
Poor Travis.
Travis is looking great.
Oh, he is looking
He is being
so
like
good.
the best friend, like just being an awesome dude. And I'm like, yes, Travis needs a lady. Travis does. He needs a lady right now. But it is not...
I'm available.
Let's get him on the show.
I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm available.
We're just trying to date the entire cast is basically what's happening.
All at once.
Yeah, because Emmett looked
so bad boy.
Oh my god!
This entire episode, bad boy Emmett.
Right?
Bad boy
like
Emmett.
3 of him in all different like cool.
It was the same
automobile.
Outfit, but I'm a bad
means
boy.
of transportation.
Yeah. Real quick about transportation. Since when is her car red?
That's what I was wondering too.
Do they paint it every season?
I don't know, because the interior was still the same color.
All right.
Like as though she had painted it the color it was last time.
Yeah. And then
but I wondered that too.
Yeah,
I was
one
like,
time it had like the graffiti art.
Yeah. Did we paint it? But I think maybe I do remember her painting it that color.
I don't. It was
I don't
confusing.
know. I was trying to remember, but more so my issue with her car and that dream, which maybe it's just because it was a dream and things don't happen that way.
When she filled up the gas tank on the road.
On the other side. Yes. It drove me bonkers.
Yeah.
I was like, who does that? Nobody does that.
You know what Bay would do? Bay would pull into a gas station and not pay attention to where the gas tank is.
But then when they did that like wine shot from far away, I was like, all I'm looking at is that
the thing crossing over.
Over.
I realized that as well. And what bugged me the most is, first off, every time she's seeing him, she's not asleep. She's not dreaming.
No.
She's hallucinating.
Yeah.
Which she shouldn't be driving.
No. But I kept wondering at that moment when she was in the bar and Travis is like, I know you're trying to get him out of your head. I was like, are they just showing us so we know what she's saying? Is it just like one of those things where like we do really envision those people like a scenario of them like making out right in front of us that we like try to drown it out?
Yeah.
Or is she like actually
So
hallucinating.
I think that it's an inner head situation,
Yeah.
especially because everyone keeps saying push him out of your head. You're trying to get him out of your head. He's always in you're on your mind, and like he's always there. You're always thinking about him. I get that, but the fact that she talks to him is what concerns me.
Yeah, that's true. That last one where she was like talking to him and like told him he needed to leave or whatever. I was like, okay, now are we
one
really
outside-
having a crazy
The
combo?
one outside Melody's apartment.
Oh, yeah.
Or Melody's house. I was like, she's gonna wake the neighbors. She's screaming.
She's kind of lost it a little bit. Even
Yeah.
in that conversation with Melody, which, like, granted, I get why she's, like, snapping, but I was like,
That's his mom.
yeah, girl, reel it in a little bit. Like, when you start using the hate word about somebody that you love, I'm like, oh, come on. Like, I get it, you're frustrated, but calm down. I was waiting for her to say that and then be like, I don't mean that. I didn't mean that. But instead, she just apologized for getting mad.
Right.
But I was like, but...
You also said, I want him to hurt. I want him to
Yes.
feel pain to his mother.
Which is awful.
Yeah.
But I love that Melody was like, listen, there was actually issues beforehand.
Yes.
This is not just about Tank.
Absolutely.
Which is so true. And she's like blinded by that because she doesn't want like to accept the fact that he dumped her.
Right, which is why she yells at herself outside Melody's house.
Breaks my heart for her.
That makeout scene with Sky, though,
I was just going to say that. It was intense.
it was intense. That actress is so lucky.
Yeah, I wondered when they like prepped them for that if it was like make out like you're eating each other's face. Like it was intense.
Like you haven't eaten in weeks.
Yeah. And then I
Go.
was like, well, I guess she did kiss him that one time, but that was like their first like
Yeah.
kiss together and it was
I'm assuming that's what she imagined it was like when, they kissed. Because the whole idea where, her mom says to her, like, you're replaying these moments.
Yeah.
So that was her replaying what she thought that moment was. Ugh.
Oh, not good. But I mean like that looked like
Calm down.
kiss.
Calm down.
Well, I'm
Hannah.
sorry. And all I could think is I don't remember him ever kissing Bae like that.
I agreed, yeah. Let's talk real quick about this obnoxious guy in the dance who wanted to dance with her at Scratch. Speak.
I don't even know what to say about it though, because like I thought he was cute and charming, but then when he started dancing, I was like,
what year do you think it is,
yeah,
sir?
he was just so happy about his dance moves. Like
It was
I was
great.
like, you're terrifying
He
me, girl.
like did the
You're kinda
Carlton.
scaring
It was
her.
kind of like
He
the
did.
Carlton.
And then I wondered, I was like, did we hire a dancer for this part, or did we hire an actor that just so happened to love his dance moves a lot?
I really appreciated that when Travis was like, no, and Bae was like, don't I have a say in this? And yet Travis gave her hand to him, was like, nope, you don't.
What an awkward moment for that dude, but he was like, okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna run with it.
I'm having a little trouble with the way people are responding to Bae, because Bae, not only is she going through this really heart-wrenching breakup, but she also, as we may recall, was the victim of a sexual assault.
Yeah.
So the idea that then a man says, I want to dance with you, and she says, no, thank you, and Travis goes, no, this is a good idea.
That's a true
Let
statement.
me give him, let me just give you to him.
I didn't even think about that. That's so true.
This is the SVU mind going on here.
Yeah, right? Which I did like that Daphne brought up more
Right.
so what she is actually going through, and that still needs to be remembered.
Right.
In the midst of this breakup, which we're all concerned about and is to me so insanely important, but
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that she also is dealing with the after effects of something huge happening in her life.
And people kept saying the thing that happened with Tank this episode.
Yeah.
And I wanted them to remind us what it was, because it wasn't like there was a
That's
fling
true.
with Tank, or that Tank, kissed her the way Sky kissed Emmett. There was a sexual assault. There was a criminal issue. There was a discussion. He's been expelled. This was a real big thing that we seem to be glossing over.
Right. And I wonder if once she comes down from the whole breakup and dealing with that emotionally, if we're then going to have to deal with the emotional issues of what she was going through prior.
Yeah, and it looks like we have something from the chat roll.
People feel left out.
Left out?
In the chat roll?
In the chat roll?
Yes, they
Some
say they
shout
feel
outs?
left out.
What, yeah, who feels left out?
Boo 69.
Hey,
Boo!
Boo!
69 Bs! What's up?
I've missed you this summer, Bill.
Yeah, you've popped up in a couple other panels, though, that I've done. I think Pretty Little Liars, you had some things to say.
Yeah, what else we got? Is she the only one who feels left out?
And
'Cause I
we
believe
have
it.
Kyan. We still
Oh, yeah.
miss you, Kyan.
Hashtag
We're
Kyan.
back.
Yeah.
Everybody, we're back.
James, anyone else?
Anybody else?
That's all for now.
Okay, thank you, James.
Yeah, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, guys, we have James in the booth handling the chat roll for us. You are never left out. You're always part of the
Never.
conversation, especially on this show. We love talking to you guys.
Seriously.
In fact, I'm going to take this moment to thank you all. A lot of you have been tweeting at me over the summer, asking when we're coming back. We're here. We're back. And we're going to be here Tuesday. It's Tuesday? Tuesdays at 5?
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
I don't
It
know what
is.
day it is. I'm tired. I'm dealing with the breakup of Bemmett as well. I don't know what day it is. I want to stay in bed. But we're going to be here all half season. And we are really so happy to be back. We missed you guys. We want you to do a very simple thing for us. Go to iTunes, hit subscribe. That way you don't miss an episode. But also leave us a comment, a rating, and a review starting next week. I will remember to bring those, and we'll give you shout outs right here on the air.
for sure.
I know that Ryan tweeted us.
I know.
Ryan, stop asking for a shout out. You get one anyway.
We're giving you one all the time.
Yeah. All of you. Sarah also. We shout you out. You don't need to ask.
Because we love you guys.
Yeah.
Seriously, it was like awesome today to wake up and it be like switched up birthday
Yeah.
for like after show and everybody be like tweeting about it. It made me so excited to hear from you guys again.
Yeah. And as you guys may have seen, I tweeted out an article from Lizzie Weiss about the season and what we're going through and what, I will retweet that out so you guys can check it out. Because we do love you guys so much. Let's get back to Bemmett because there's still so much more to talk about. All right. So Travis is going through his heartbreak with Mary Beth.
Which I feel like was kind of getting put on the back burner because of Bay's. I wanted them to more I felt like he was giving Bay more advice than Bay asking how are you doing as
Right.
well. Which I know that she's like reeling, I get that, but I was like, ugh, poor Travis is just what a trooper. He was just being all the man in the episode today. Yesterday, whatever.
But he also, if we go back to the situation with Tank, he felt incredible guilt about it.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
You know what? When we first met Travis way back in the day and he liked Daphne, I was like, I don't like this kid. He's obnoxious.
Well, that's because he kind of had an attitude issue at first.
Yeah, he was kind of this like, I'm going to beat people up instead of deal with problems.
He felt like he was misunderstood.
And now, I love him so much.
He's blossomed.
He's blossomed into a handsome young man.
Handsome. And I feel like he's getting taller. Is he getting taller on the show?
I don't know. He's getting buffer for
I have
sure.
no idea, but he looks great.
Yeah. Even with a broken arm, which I completely forgot. And I'm glad Bay was like, I'm so glad you and Natalie are okay. Oh, that's right. They were in a car
Oh
accident.
my gosh, they were in a car accident.
It was a very, throwaway story. Like, where are they? They were in a car accident. Moving on. That's what that story was.
Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about it.
But they're fine.
And for whatever reason, I never tried to be like, oh yeah, why is his arm broken? I gotta remember.
I also was like, is he done playing sport?
He's working that sling real well. That's
Yeah.
all I was thinking about it. I forgot the reasons behind it.
And I want that explored. That needs to be explored. I'm still just upset that Bay is driving. She's hallucinating and
She's
driving.
losing it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, but I totally supported that her and her relationship with the chip bag in this episode.
Oh yeah, chips. Yeah. We have another comment in the chat roll.
Boobies,
It's Boo69Bs. Get it right.
69Bs.
Get it right.
I was wondering how Natalie was doing because she was in the accident with Travis too.
Right, and we haven't seen her.
So I imagine we'll have to in the next episode because it can't be avoided for multiple episodes, right?
I think it's not going to be brought up until she has to be brought back for something, and then
Potentially.
they're gonna go, oh, we're glad you're okay. I'm
Give
sure,
us a recap real quick.
Remember you guys were in a car accident? I don't know why this car accident was I don't remember it being an important thing. I remember it being
But why have a car accident if it's not going to be an
Right.
important thing?
I agreed.
I don't really understand that because I don't even remember what her injuries were. What
I remember they were in the hospital.
are we going to go back and she's going to be like, oh yeah, I had headaches for 2 weeks.
No,
that be
remember
it?
I remember it now. They were in the hospital and there was no interpreter, and so she was all alone. I
Yes!
completely forgot about this.
Yes, that was so messed up.
Yeah, and Daphne yelled at the doctor about not having an
Yes.
interpreter, and then she was even more determined to do well in school. Remember?
We needed I loved this first episode, but we needed so much.
We need a little more background than oh, how are you doing after that car accident? I'm fine. Moving on.
Moving right along.
Yeah, that...
Well, and because I want to see what Daphne, because I felt like that set her up for, you know, the whole doctor relationship and her finding her place in the hospital,
right?
Whatnot. So I feel like we have to go back to that situation.
I'm sure we'll go back to the hospital. Maybe Natalie, not to get into predictions, but maybe Natalie will have to go back and she'll be like, I need you to come with me to interpret.
Maybe
for follow
like
up
a checkup,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah. I'm sure Natalie has to come back. And it has to relate to the doctor in the hospital.
Yeah, they have to bring it up.
Right.
Yeah, and especially also for Daphne to progress in her, like, career moves as a doctor.
Yeah.
Then they have to bring it up also because I think that's going to play a part into her path.
Right. All right. Let's finish up the Bemmett conversation. I'm glad that we had Melody to give us this reminder of where it really ended.
Right.
And that, you know, Dream Bay told Real Bay.
I liked that.
I liked that too. I really like that she said, you know, the beginning of the end for him was when you took the fall for Daphne. And Real Bay says, I don't regret that.
Which she shouldn't.
Right.
I mean, which she shouldn't, but we all know how I felt about that storyline.
That was a big problem, but she shouldn't.
Mad.
She made that decision. She can't regret that.
And she was doing what she thought was right. And if that really messed up her relationship, then that's a shame, but it just means it wasn't the right time. Which I will say, being like the crazy Bemmett fan, like this episode and her like having to come to terms with herself and what was actually going on with the relationship, I was like, it actually made me feel like that to some degree they are like kind of tying a little perfect bow on the whole Bemmett relationship for a while, which like really felt weird to me to actually like
be like, oh, they're tying this up nicely.
Yeah. And I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Like I don't even like subconsciously feel like, oh no, they're going to get back together in like 2 weeks. Like I weirdly feel like it's going to be over for a while.
I think it's going to be over for a while, but we have something from the chat roll.
Janelle Crawford says the car accident was to prove to Daphne that she should become a doctor.
Oh, that's yes. Thank you.
And one that is used properly in a hospital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that when we get...
And hospitals should all have that.
Yeah, well, I mean, most hospitals do.
Yeah.
Good hospitals, quality
24/7.
Yeah. Yeah, this I think the Bemmett situation will not be wrapped up anytime soon.
But do we think that he's going to be with Skye?
I think that we're going to continue to see him, not to get into predictions, but I think we're going to continue to see him just in her mind until he comes back and they come face to face and realize that they miss each other and love each other and need to be together.
I'm scared of it.
But I think it's time we head to Dingo.
Oh, Dingo. It was so good to see Dingo again.
It was so good to see Mingo without a shirt on.
Oh, God. He looks great. Everybody looks so good. He does, though. He looks great. And I love what they're doing with this character. I just, like, can't wait for us to learn, though, more about him because I feel like he's going to have, like, an actually really great story.
They are doomed. Dingo is doomed.
No, they are not. I think this is, a big relationship for Daphne.
All right. Do we have... I think we have a comment or a complaint or a Dingo complaint from the chat roll? No? Nope. Okay. I assumed somebody had something to say.
I feel like this is going to be a good relationship that proves all of these doubters wrong. Like...
Here's the thing. So when he was like, what, are they still mad about the cherry bomb in the toilets? I'm still mad about the cherry bomb in the toilets.
Right.
Because it wasn't like he just did a prank.
It was a douchey move.
He made it so that they couldn't use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then he challenged them to some games and then cheated, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, that's not... I'm a funny prankster. I'm an asshole.
Right,
Sorry,
but I think there's I completely agree, and I thought the same thing. But I think there's a lot that we're gonna learn about Mingo. I just always want to call him Dingo because I like that ship name so much. But I think there's like a whole storyline that we're gonna learn about Mingo, kind of like how Travis was, kind of came off like a douche, but then we like learn more about him and his family life, etc., and understand what it is that he is compensating for.
I feel like we're headed towards. This is gonna sound this might sound really offensive, but I really hope it doesn't. I feel like we're headed towards Mingo is dyslexic, and that's why he, is like, I don't really care. I don't really care to know these things, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where we're headed. I think
that would be very interesting, actually. I would be in support of that.
I'm going to just be clear that I got that idea from Glee. Chat roll.
Boo69B says Dingo isn't going to last because he's a jerk.
No!
Yeah,
no!
Boo. Yeah, Boo.
I love him. I really do. I think that there will be issues with their relationship.
Yeah.
I totally do. But I feel like I feel like it's going to be like, a Joey Pacey relationship for me, and I'm going to be like...
You want to tell people? Because I don't think our followers know who Joey...
Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, I don't think they know that.
I refer to everything back to Dawson's Creek. That's where my heart lies.
Okay. I think I'm just worried that our fans are not...
Dawson's Creek, watch it. I think it's all on Netflix. I don't know.
The Dawson.
But I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really, really good. I think he's going to be great for Daphne.
He's going to teach her to loosen up, and she's going to teach him to study, and then they're going to break up because she needs to become a doctor, and he needs to blow stuff up.
No, I think I am antsy to get to the point though where we learn more about him so they can stop playing up this douchey character.
I feel like the whole, Travis doesn't like him and Iris doesn't like him, which makes him kind of a bad boy. I'm putting air quotes on that because he's not a bad boy. He's just an idiot.
Well, and part of me had some issue because they just started seeing each other, and I understand that, he's done things that are frustrating and unforgivable, and he comes off not great. But Iris's conversation with her in the bar actually kind of bothered me. I was like, listen, your friend just started seeing him. Instead of jumping to all these conclusions and making your friend feel bad about her feelings for somebody, let's first try to get to know him on the level that she understands him. You know what I mean? Before we start throwing some serious accusations at what has not even happened yet in their relationship.
Here's why I disagree.
Jesus.
That's not why. I disagree because I've had friends in the situation where you're with a guy who has made it very clear, I don't want a relationship, I just want to fool around and have fun with you. I'm having fun with people.
Right.
And then he goes, well, I guess if you want a relationship, I guess, I do want to spend more time with you and be in a relationship. Right. And if that's not what he wants, then it's not going to end well because she doesn't do the fooling around having fun thing that Vimla does. Yeah, I'm bringing back Vimla.
I know. I actually almost brought her back earlier, too, when we were talking about Travis. But anyway.
And so this, Vimla does the fooling around having a good time, and Daphne doesn't. Daphne is she's the traditional I date someone and I like to study and I am going to become a doctor, where Mingo is he's the prankster party boy, and I think it's going to end poorly. Before I hear your comment, we have a chat roll comment.
Boo69Bs wants to know Bemmett or Dingo.
I mean, Dingo definitely has the better name.
I was going to say, I think for the time being, as Bemmett takes a rest, Dingo's really going to do it for me for a little while. I think it's gonna. I think it's. I'm really digging it.
Guys, I'm gonna go with Bravis.
No.
Yeah, it's either Tay or Bravis, and I really like Bravis.
No. I'm not in support of this relationship, and I can't. I love Travis, and I love Bay. And I do think we're taking a break from Bemmett for a little bit. But no Travis. That would also ruin Travis and Emmett's friendship, and they have a great friendship. They were living together for a while. They cannot happen.
Okay.
I'm very passionate about this.
All right. That said, I do love Travis and Mary Beth.
Yes.
And I miss Mary Beth.
I do too.
Guys, we miss Mary Beth. Bring her back.
Maybe they're the couple that's going to last. They are.
We'll see. All right, real quick on the Dingo thing. He has to keep reminding her that she's beautiful, which makes me very unhappy. Because up until this point, she's never questioned her appearance, and she's never been this self-conscious about it. And two, you need a man to keep telling you that you're pretty.
That bothered me too.
Yeah.
It bothered me too, but I did think it was interesting though, because I don't know if this is awful to say or not, but I think a lot of girls and men probably, I imagine both, subconsciously date what they think physically wise they are comparable to. to some degree. You know what I mean? And I think that it's interesting that we've never heard her talk about that she doesn't think she's pretty or something before until she's dating a guy that she thinks is more attractive than her. And I do think it's interesting for it to come up, but I hate if we're going to bring up that issue, I'm like, then bring it up kind of as like an issue and him talk her down and like make her realize. But for her to keep fishing almost for that is bothersome.
I think also, you know, that's the kind of discussion you have with your girlfriends, not with the partner. But also, I think you're right. I think people, you know, there's the, that person's out of your league conversation. There are air quotes for those listening. Yeah. But like, you know, you're in the league you think you're in.
Exactly.
And I know where I stand.
DW Moffett.
Hell yeah. Also Terrell.
Oh, God, Terrell.
We can share. All right.
Terrell?
Let's... It's so handsome. All right, I want to talk about Lily and Toby. I've been waiting all episode.
I know.
Because this has finally...
Heavy.
It has become the most interesting story.
It really has. And their relationship, I remember there being points where we were like, okay, like, I don't really care about what's going on with Lily and Toby.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh my gosh, Lily. She's like going to be so much more now in this season. I just, and I dig it. And what? No,
so Lily, first off, reminds us that she's 24, which I went, no. Everyone, we've gotten to a problem age where the show's been on long enough that they should be older, but we're still, I mean, it's still the school year, and it's still last school year. So I'm telling you, that girl is in her late 20s.
Oh, yeah.
Toby's in his late 20s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like, we have everybody at Scratch to go see Toby playing, and they're all buying beer and no one's carding anybody. And I'm like,
I know.
Okay, Dingo's, Mingo, what's his name? Mingo's the boy. Dingo's the relationship. Mingo is a sophomore, which means he's not 21 yet.
No.
He's at most 20.
Yeah.
They're in a bar. He's picking up drinks. He's going to give it to the freshman.
I'm so confused.
Like, what? Is the drinking age different?
I mean, granted, I know that, you know, people have fake IDs, doing whatever, being sneaky,
it should be addressed.
I was going to say, but I want to know that.
Yeah. It's just a very minor detail that none of them should be able to, one, be there or drinking. And the fact that Toby is, 21, and she's 24.
Yeah.
And yet
Whoa, yeah.
I mean, I get it. He says when Daphne is saying to him, you know, you need to talk to her, and he goes, she's embarrassed of me. She's embarrassed of my job. She's embarrassed of my age. She's embarrassed of my clothes. And he's right.
Well, he was wearing a necklace.
He did look stupid. But the point is, I mean, remember when he had that crap on his face?
At least he doesn't have the crap on his face anymore.
But, like, he's right. She was embarrassed of that. Not because she wants to be with someone who's going to further her career.
Right.
But because she is trying to be an adult and he isn't there yet.
Yeah.
And that really, I mean, that is the difference between 21 and 24.
Yeah.
Totally the difference. But he needs to grow up. And especially now that we have this baby. The scene with them in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
I fell in love with Lily then.
I know.
Again, I forgot how much I loved her.
Right? And, like, man, her acting chops in this episode were quite on point.
Yes.
I was really impressed with her. Mm-hmm. Especially in that, like, last scene with her. I was like, whole girl.
So, when we go into this last scene, I know we both had different thoughts about what happened. Because clearly it's gone from I'm pregnant to something else. What did you think happened?
Don't put me on the spot because you know what I thought, and it's embarrassing.
Then I'll say what I thought. I thought she lost the baby. I thought, because we had been told since the end of last season, somebody's pregnant. We're going to reveal someone's pregnant. And it didn't even occur to us that it could be Lily. Right?
No.
Everyone said it was going to be Regina. Then there was it could have been Daphne with Mingo, or it could have been Bay. And then it was Tanks. Like, then it would have confirmed what happened. You know, we had a lot of ideas, and not once did we think it was Lily.
No. But she, okay. Oh, no. She explained she never hooked up with that one dude, right?
Right. She never did. She just had feelings.
Okay.
She didn't even explore the feelings, which I like that it was brought up. They're like, no, I had a crush.
Exactly, and that's it.
Yeah. Which is why they broke. Anyway. So I came into that room and I said, something's wrong. She lost the baby. Because they said we're going to have a pregnancy, and they never said, like, it will result in a baby.
Right. And, like, I had that feeling, too, but
You went darker.
I went darker to some,
And a little
like,
crazy.
disease stuff, you know?
Yeah, you went disease.
I went disease, nobody needs to know.
Yeah, you went her disease. But it was revealed that the baby has Down syndrome.
Yes.
And it was everyone knows how I feel about children on TV shows. I'm not a big fan of them. I almost cried. Almost. The actress who plays Lily is amazing.
From the minute that she opened that door in that scene, like, the way she just looked, you could tell it was beyond, like, makeup. Like, she looked ill on everything. You know what I mean? That her inside emotions were crumbling her. She did it so well. I was so impressed.
Yeah.
So truly impressed. But then I did wonder when they did explain that the baby has Down syndrome, how far along is she? Because don't you have to hit a certain mark in pregnancy where they can test to see if they have Down syndrome?
Yes, that did occur to me as well.
Okay.
I think we're time.
Jumping.
Yeah, time does not exist on this show.
No.
Yeah, no. Especially earlier when Bay goes, I have to go back to that night and change it. I was like, I don't think I'm watching a show where time travel exists. And I have to think about it because I mean, a lot of the shows I do here are science fiction shows. So, like, I was like,
wait, does it?
No,
can she do that?
She can't do that.
No.
Wrong show.
No.
Yeah, guys, this was to repel ghosts. That's the word I'm looking
Yeah.
for. We had all sorts of ghosts coming back. It felt like an episode where we brought back just reminders. Here's where we're at.
Right, which I completely needed.
The only two stories I think that, like, really moved forward were Lily and Toby, and then John Kennish's taxes were like, hey guys, this is going to be a thing.
I'm so sorry. Maybe next episode I'll care. I did not care about John and his taxes. Like, not even in the slightest.
I think they just needed to be like, by the way, something's wrong with his money.
Yeah.
And this will play a part into stuff.
Yes.
But I think it may be time to head into
Predictions. I did it.
Thanks.
No problem.
I appreciate that. There it is. Thanks, James.
Now,
You're AfterBuzz TV. Predictions. I like to do that.
Okay, calm down. Calm down. All right, here's what we see in the trailer. Everybody seems to know about Bay and Tank.
I didn't see the trailer.
What? You didn't
Because I
see the
watched it online, so I didn't see the trailer.
Well, then let me tell you.
Okay.
It looks like everyone seems to have it's been revealed to everybody, and Bay goes crazy,
Okay.
and she goes, "Say it to my face" or something.
Oh, Lord.
It looks like Bay and Travis are getting closer as friends. Toby, finds out something with Lily. It looks like he finds out about the baby, but not about the Down syndrome. And he yells at Daphne
Figures. Yeah.
to stay out of his life or to let him deal with whatever. Something like that.
Okay, well,
Those are,
Toby.
yeah. Okay, so that's all we see in the trailer. It was a very vague trailer.
Daphne's just kind of in the middle of everything right now, I feel like.
She kind of put herself in the middle of
She
everything.
did.
She went, I'm going to get in the middle of this.
Daphne.
Okay. Any predictions that we haven't already talked about?
Well, if that's the way it looks in the trailer, then I think, Toby, that he is not going to respond the way we want him to respond finding out this pregnancy. Like, I think he may actually act very childish about it.
Of course he will.
And, like, Lily, I think, will be taken more so in by the family, and that will anger Toby even more.
Oh, I think she's going to get the words "I'm pregnant" out, and he's going to lose it because he's going to suspect that it's not his. And then she's not going to get to the second part of the news.
Before she's just heartbroken and can't have the conversation.
Yeah. And I mean, because it looks like Daphne says to him, you need to talk to her. Like, or you need to go back. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I think Bay and Travis are just, because they're the only people around, I think they're going to become closer friends.
Yeah, I think they...
Yep.
I think that they will too, and I think there may be like one moment where it's like there's some tension between them, but that'll immediately be like regretted.
Okay.
But like not like fully acted on. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a single kiss
Sure.
at some point, and then Travis has to call Emmett and tell Emmett and apologize to him, and then Emmett comes back, and then that's when him and Bay have their like first moment post breakup together.
Wow, nice prediction.
Yeah.
You're so funny. I hate to say it, but I think we're headed to losing Bishop.
No, we're not. I really don't think we are. Maybe at the end of this
Half season?
Yes. Maybe
right.
then, but I think we got him for the whole season. I think we are going to meet his
ex-wife.
I think we're going to meet his ex-wife.
Yeah, it's possible. I think this John thing is definitely headed towards the Kennish is losing money. Right? Like, I think they're going to have to live, not like they're losing money, but like, you know, like a normal person as opposed to rich people.
Okay, but what was happening with Catherine's musical
Oh,
when we
that's
left
right.
off?
Nothing.
Are we going to profit from that? Is it, because knowing the Kennishes,
Right. Okay. So
it's going to
here's
blow
here's
up
what I'm
and they're
gonna
going to
go.
be rich off of that musical.
Yeah. So like that's what's gonna happen is they're gonna lose all their money, and then they're like, wait, we're fine because she sold books and a musical.
Yeah.
And he still has his car wash business. Maybe the car wash will go out of business. I don't know.
No,
Whatever.
the car wash won't go out of business because if it's about to go out of business, then Toby's going to come back and save the day and have to work at the car wash and give up his dreams of being a DJ.
And then he'll become a responsible adult and be able to take care of his baby
Yep.
and his baby mama Lily.
Well, we just figured out the entire series.
You're welcome, guys. And that is how Switched at Birth ends. I think those were some great predictions. They may have been far long.
Oh, we just told
season
the whole
long.
story.
Yeah. Predictions. Guys, we're back. Thank you so much.
Excited about it.
Thanks for joining us. We are clearly so happy. Hannah, why don't you tell them where they can follow you all week before we come back next week?
You all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @thehotshotdude.
Are you on any other after shows this summer? With
Yes,
fall?
but this week I am not.
Okay.
But coming up, I'll be back on Finding Carter with Yael
Yay!
also, and iZombie, and that's all I can think of at the exact moment.
Okay. This fall, guys, I'm going to be back here for Switch to Birth. Graham, when it comes back in late October. SVU's coming back. Finding Carter's coming back. Eventually, Doctor Who and the Librarians are coming back. I'm going to be here pretty much every day. And you can find me online at yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. We will see you here next week, next Tuesday, for more Switch to Birth. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.